Right, here's a link. Let's do a product critique. Send to all. This is John Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, and his product, which is actually an interesting product, dog grooming brush. So, what I want you to listen to and pay attention to is the questions that I ask, because if you ask those same questions about your business, you will be able to critique your own business. Okay, so if you listen to the questions I'm asking and then we'll answer those, then you'll be able to ask those questions of your own business, and by doing that you'll get a way to critique your own thing, which is that's what I really think is important. I'm not interested in disempowering you. I want to empower you to figure this shit out for yourself. All right. Let's start. Let's just start with, because it was the first thing I looked at, let's start with the review. So you can see here that John has got 4.1 out of 5 stars, which actually is not good. So so you know Amazon works in half stars. So you get like 4.5 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, 3.5 stars. So even though he's only got 4.1 stars, that isn't reflected in his actual visible stars. It just looks like he's got 4 stars. Okay, so you want to do everything you can, because there is a definite correlation between having 4.5 stars and making more sales, and 5 stars and making more sales. So there's an absolute correlation between those. I actually cover all of that correlation, going through the maths of it for you in my Amazon SEO course. But for now, just trust me, there's a huge correlation. So I would be looking to, as an absolute start, get this to 4.5 stars. So let's just quickly click on it again. So you can see that the 63% of the reviews he's currently got, so 27 reviews, so 63% of them were 5 stars, meaning, what's that? 17 5-star reviews. How's my maths? 17 5-star reviews, 4, which is 12%, 3, 2, 1. So I think based on that, and I would also say to you as well, interesting thing about reviews is the review rating system doesn't just take an average. So what it looks at is a few different things. So let's just switch to most recent, because this is what's most important. Amazon takes into consideration what your most recent review is, and it weights the most recent reviews higher than the old review. So if you've had 3 months ago, you were 5-star, 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 and then all of a sudden you start getting 1-star reviewers, those new reviews get weighted much, much more than the old reviews. Same thing. If you were like 1-star, 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 and then all of a sudden you change everything and you start getting 5 stars, those new 5 stars get weighted much higher. Okay, so super important to focus on getting new reviews. And based on what we've seen here, I reckon that what John needs to do to pull that up to 4.5 stars based on 27 ratings and a very quick first blush look at his current reviews, he needs to get another 2 or 3 5-star reviews, which he should engineer to pull him up to 4.5 stars. And if he just did that, typically that would increase his sales by about 10%, give or take. Okay, so that's important. Let's have a look at his reviews while we're looking at reviews. So, not as advertised, didn't work on my dogs. Okay, that's possibly the customer not using properly. The width is great, but the combination isn't deep enough for a husky. I love those husky dogs, they're friggin' awesome. Biggest dog box ever, not very good. See more. What's his 2-star reviews all about? Not very good. Not as advertised. Let's try a 3-star review. Comb doesn't have enough depth for a husky. All right, so he's getting some bad reviews because I think his brush is not good for long hair. That's what it looks like to me. And it says here, this dog brush is suitable as a pet shedding tool for long, medium and short fur. So a simple change in his title would stop people with very, very long hair buying this brush, which would then alleviate the people buying the product when they've got a very, very long-haired dog. So if he just did that, he probably would get rid of a lot of his 1-star reviews. So that's something he should definitely look at. And then the other thing he could do, of course, is he could look at creating another product under his same brand name, Judge Net? How the hell do you say that? We'll talk about that in a second. Holy shit. So under his brand name, he could look at creating another product which is specifically for long-haired dogs. And I bet there is a shitload of search volume for grooming for long-haired dogs, for instance, okay? Or he could set it up as a variation on this listing. So he's got a short-haired brush, medium hair brush, long hair brush. That would be kind of cool to do. Because it says here, you know. Anyway, so I would definitely do that. Brand name. Let's talk about that. So this brand name, JAJ Net, JAJ Net, is awful because I don't know how the hell to say it. So when I am looking at my brand names, I want to have something that just kind of rolls off the tongue and I've got no dramas in saying it. Because if I want other people to recommend my brand, they need to know how the hell to say it. It needs to be obvious how to say it. Because if they think they're going to look stupid saying your name, they just won't say the name. They just won't say the name. Which sucks because that's what you want. You want people to actively refer people to you. So a bit late for this, but when you are looking at your next brand name, John, change this particular brand name, make it super easy to roll off the tongue. That's an important thing. Look at this. So this is ships from and sold by Long Z AU. Now, that for me, racism aside, looks like a Chinese seller. So that either presupposes that John's listing has been hijacked, so he's run out of stock and somebody else is just selling it, or that's actually John's business name, Long Z AU, which actually looks like a Chinese name. And in this current climate, that is a mistake. You do not want that at all. There is some massive anti-Chinese sentiment around. For what, you know, geopolitics aside, Chinese people, just like all people, there's some great people, some shitty people. Most folks are pretty cool though, you know. But for whatever reason, right now there's anti-Chinese sentiment. I would not have that potentiality. I would want to make sure, again, it looks like I'm an Aussie selling things to Aussies. I would absolutely want that, okay? All right, so let's have a look at some other stuff. So what have we got here? What is this? It's a dog hairbrush. Let's just check out a competition. And I haven't even looked at where this product is ranking or anything like that, because, you know, there's so much other stuff we can talk about first before we even get into the level of where the brush ranks. What is the best seller here? So here's the best seller. Hertz Co. Cleaning Slicker Brush. Well, that looks like that. Bunk. Oh, now that isn't that awesome? So that's a really, really good design feature of this brush. Look how beautifully that's demonstrated as well. If you've got a dog, you know how hard it is to clean those dog brushes. That's a great design feature. So if I was looking entering this market and coming up with a better dog brush, I would absolutely be looking to steal that idea for my own dog brush, because that is genius. How does that apply to this dog brush? Dun, dun, dun. We haven't even covered the images yet. Easily remove hair after use with the quick release function. Let me ask you a question. Does that image in any way, shape or form demonstrate that it's easy to clean dog hair off of it? Does that image demonstrate in any way whatsoever that it's actually easy to clean hair off it? Compare that to that. Yeah, I mean, that image doesn't say anything at all about the relative ease of cleaning of the brush. Nothing. So you may want to look at that. We haven't even talked about images. We probably won't even talk about images, although there's shitloads we could talk about it, because we might talk about them with somebody else. All right, let's do one little image, okay? Let's do this one. So, question: this will be for John, but you want to think about this for all your thing. Why that dog? Why that dog? Is it because empirically that kind of dog is if for that kind of owner is the person who is buying your product? Or is it just because that's the kind of dog that you thought would look nice? Because you want to have images that serve a purpose. Is that dog a dog breed that's very, very popular in Australia with people that are looking to groom their dogs? I don't know the answer to this question, but it's a good question to ask, and it's an even better one to answer in your images, because your images absolutely should have the most popular dog breed that requires a dog brush in it. That's who you should be targeting in your image. That's good, you know, nice lifestyle image. That's kind of cool. That's actually a great hero image. That's okay, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about images. Let's do one little thing. So let's just have a look how it looks on mobile. I'm using Firefox. I'm going to go to Tools, Web Developer, Responsive Design Mode, and then I'm going to hit refresh. So this is what it looks like on mobile. Yeah. Not bad. You always want to check this and make sure that it looks good on mobile, because now, of course, more sales happen on mobile than they happen on desktop. Look at this. Ships and sold from Longxi AU. That's your Chinese seller. Whether or not it is or not is irrelevant, because that's what it looks like. Frequently bought together. We could talk about that perhaps. Product images. How do these look? Well, that's for me. Let me ask you a question. All right, so I haven't got my glasses on right now. Is that image JajNet, awful brand name, stainless steel pet grooming brush? Then underneath it, is that easy to read? Is that easy to read? The black background with the white font, is that easy to read? No. It is not easy to read. It's actually impossible to read. So that's no good. What about that image there? Can you read the text on that image? Can you read the text on that image? It's even smaller text. How anybody is supposed to read that, I've got no idea. And again, this one here, don't pay for extensive dog grooming. All right, fair enough. But then all that shit underneath it, I can't read any of that. So that's important. You don't want to do that sort of crazy shit. Anyway, let's just get ourselves out of that. So it's always worthwhile testing that sort of thing, because, you know, most people actually do use the mobile app to buy shit. So you want to make sure that's there. Right, anything else? I mean, there's heaps we could go over, but I reckon that's a pretty good, because there's some pretty gross problems that need to be solved on that listing. Yeah, before we even start looking at how to make it sell better, there's some fundamental problems with the listing itself, whereby you would not try and increase the sales until you had sorted out the listing. Even down to, I mean, we haven't even talked about the title, But that's terrible. Anyway. So, the listing needs some work. Hey, Neil here. Just before you go away, that was a question that I got asked on my regular Monday night Q&A session, which I have with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. So if you're interested in joining us as an Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, then you can click on the link below to find out a lot more about that. And also, as a special thank you for watching this video, I've got a great book that I want to give you for free. It's a current bestseller on Amazon, and it teaches you everything that you would need to know about starting a business here in Australia on Amazon. So you can see that just up there. So if you'd like to get a copy of that for free, then again, just click on the link below and you'll get a copy of that. You'll get taken to a page where you can get a copy of that for absolutely free. Hope you enjoyed that little snippet from one of my Aussie Online Entrepreneur Q&A sessions, and make sure that you subscribe to my channel and also like this video. And if you've got a question that you would like answering, then post it in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer it, whether on one of these videos for you or directly in the comments directly below. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time on the next of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs Amazon FBA Australia videos. See you soon.